Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching this presentation. Let me introduce myself and my partner. My name is Reni Roikhatul Jannah and my partner ROSA ARDHINI. In this presentation, we will discuss about the STEM approach. First, I will explain to you about definition of STEM. Nowadays, the people use technology to equip them in their activity. Especially, they use technology also assist their teacher in teaching and learning. And teaching and learning process. It helps the teacher in doing their duties. Along with the time, this make our country more competitive with other country. One of the ways that can be used as a competitive solution is to improve the quality of education and potential of exciting human research. In the 21 era, human research are urgently needed in the STEM field. STEM is the learning model able to combine science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics to suit the challenge of the world of work in the 21 era with the STEM to help students solve with critical, creative, communicative, and collaborative in according with the demand of the 21 era. STEM is an approach in the learning process that can combine science, technology learning not only help for teaching science concept but can also make learning think and work with art and science, inspiring learning to become more different and become creative thinker across discipline. STEM learning makes students prepare our soft skill and hard skill in achievement goal by learning various fields of knowledge that are developed into one. STEM to help students solve with critical, creative, communicative, and collaborative in according with the demand of 21 era. STEM is a developed educational model of how the traditional academic subject of science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. STEM combine art with STEM learning for the purpose of increasing student creative, innovative, problem-solving skill and benefit other cognitive skill and to improve job skill necessary for the career and advance the economy. American National Government Association Center for Best Practice defines STEM literacy according to each of the 5 STEM fields. The first is science. Science literacy, the ability to identify scientific information, formulate and analyze problem, conduct experiment with scientific method, collect data and analyze it toward a conclusion, then apply it the real world. It also has a role finding solution. Natural science is a natural study that involves observation and measure to explain objectively because natural science always changing. Studying science can try students to acquire knowledge, talk learning, and investigation of proof. Technology literacy skill is using various technology, learning to develop technology, analyze technology, and influence student thinking and society. Technology is an innovation or human invention in the form of software or hardware as a means to meet human needs, so that it will facilitate human life to be more advanced. The use of technology by the human begin with the conversion of natural research into simple tools that are found in various ways. Inspired from failed, so learn how to recreate the right thing and try your brain to think critically and find the right innovation. Engineering technical literacy, the ability to develop technology with more creative and innovative design by combine various scientific fields. Engineering is the knowledge and skill to design, apply, replace, and engineering work in the form of equipment, system, and machine that can be used by human to speed up and simplify the production process of good and service in engineered. It takes creativity to design or develop. Art literacy is skill is writing, communication, poetry, video presentation, modeling. Art is everything created by human that contain element of beauty and is able to feeling for themselves and other. Learning in the art can and change student creative, critical thinking, innovation, collaborative, and skill interpersonal camp. Mathematics literacy, the ability to analyze and convert ideas, formulas, solve problems mathematically in their application. Mathematics is a science that deals with the numerization, pattern of change and relationship, speech and form thinking, skill rationally and logically, and reasoning using systematically and structurally. STEAM literacy is a reference in develop problem skill and conduction scientific behavior. The hallmark of scientific behavior is finding problem to be giving solution in a people life with scientific standard. In order for our community to have the capacity in STEAM literacy, education today need to apply the STEAM learning approach. STEAM learning practice in Indonesia are translated fairly and used as a reference for repeated flight of study that have a certain characteristic of the STEM-based learning approach. A is integration between science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics in one subject. And B is apply using a project-based learning model, contextual, preparing a generation that has human research in accordance with the scale of 21 era. And then application of learning that aim to train soft skill and hard skill. The STEAM principle include will be explained with my partner ROSA ARDHINI.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is ROSA ARDHINI, and in this occasion I will explain the next material about STEAM learning principle. Number 1, the principle of attention and motivation. What is learned and how much is learned is influenced by the motivation of student. Meanwhile, motivation is influenced by the emotional condition, interest, and thinking habit of student. Number 2, the principle of activeness. Student carry out activities consciously to change a behavior. Student can create and use a repertoire of thinking and reasoning strategies to meet complex goals. And then number 3, the principle of direct involvement. Knowledge will be meaningful if there are knowledge construction effort made by student. And then number 4, the principle of repetition. Through trial and error, student needs to do repetition in learning. Number 5, the principle of challenge. A challenging condition such as containing problems that need to be solved, student will be challenged to learn it. Number 6, the principle of feedback and reinforcement. Giving positive responses repeatedly can strengthen the action of student, while giving negative response weakens the action of student. Number 7, the principle of individual difference. The learning process that occurs in each individual is different from one another, such as physicality and learning capabilities. Next, STEAM learning use problem-based learning model. Step 2 STEAM learning use problem-based learning model. Phase 1 is student orientation to the problem. Educators explain what the learning objectives are, how the learning process will be implemented, and motivate students to be involved in problem-solving activities that can be selected. In one learning model, it should be able to answer all the basic competencies to be achieved. Therefore, the problem-based learning model can be implemented more than one meeting. Learning meetings are adjusted according to the number of basic competencies to be achieved. In the context of learning with the STEAM approach, the learning objective described to students must refer to STEAM literacy and support 21st century skill. For example, the STEAM learning objectives are implemented thematically integrated in early childhood education. At the early childhood level, STEAM literacy is adapted to early childhood development, where it places more emphasis on practicing gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and good character of a child, such as obeying parents, respecting friends, loving plants and animals. Phase 2. Organize student. Educators help students define and organize learning tasks related to these problems. The definition of the problems must meet the criteria of authenticity, clearly, easily understood, broadly according to learning objective, and useful. For example, at the high school level, students are grouped heterogeneous. Each group discusses food substance needed by the body and how to test food substance in food ingredients. Students are asked to determine the role of each student. Some are looking for materials, some are diligently observing experiment, and some are connecting with technology as an information medium, and some are remind to carry out any problem-solving activities. Page 3. Individual and group research guide. Educators help students to collect appropriate information, experiment to get explanation and problem solving, data collection, hypothesis, and problem solving. Educators act as facilitator who encourage each student to find solutions from technological wise, think critically, and utilize creativity. Educators also have a role to encourage students in an educational manner if there are indications of boredom and hopelessness in the problem-solving process. 4. Develop and present the work. Educators assist students in planning and preparing appropriate work such as report and demonstration. For example, one of the theme digestive system. Activities that can be done in the form of the student discussing in group and conclude the content of nutrients found in the result of the practicum. The result of the practicum can be present in the form of the poster or video that can be seen by every student. Page 5. Analyze and evaluate the problem-solving process. Educators help students to reflect or evaluate their investigation and the process. Ideally, the problem-based learning model can be applied to achieve all the basic competency to be achieved in terms of knowledge, skills, and attitude. Of course, the basic competency achieved are not only one, so the application of problem-based learning allow more than one meeting of occur. For example, phase 1 and phase 2 can be applied at the first meeting. Phase 3 and phase 4 may require two further meetings, and phase 5 can be applied in the 5th meeting. The final goals of the applying the problem-based learning model is the achievement of basic competency. In this case, competencies relate to the STEAM field, so that STEAM learning can run smoothly through the application of problem-based learning. Educators need to make a learning implementation plan correctly. Okay, thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.